This story, John Henry Dale, a local Florida DJ, joins us now from Miami. John, thanks so much for coming in on the show. Now, what kind of preparations you and your family are making ahead of the storm?
Mainly, we're getting water and food supplies. Generally, just buttoning down anything that might be, a point where the water could get into windows or doors. Yeah, just getting, food and supplies, making sure batteries and our flashlights are stocked up, putting gas in the car, and that's about it right now.
And at what point do you decide to evacuate? And will you evacuate?
We probably will not evacuate. We evacuated for Irma in 2017, and that ended up being kind of a hassle. At the time, it seemed like a really good decision because it was, this massive storm and maybe the biggest in history. So we made the call to evacuate. This time we're going to stay put, though. Evacuations, I think, only come once Miami-Dade County Mayor Carlos Jimenez will issue a mandatory evacuation order. So that said, it's not completely mandatory. So, you just have to be aware that if you stay, you're not going to be, emergency services might not get to you in time. But yeah, we're staying here.
And what level of support do you get from the local government in these times?
Pretty strong. I get a lot of email notifications from Miami Beach. I used to live in Miami Beach. I live in Key Biscayne, which is a small island off of Miami right now. Mayor Gelber, Dan Gelber in Miami Beach has been really communicative about all of the preparations they're making. They've got their emergency operations center. Miami-Dade Mayor Jimenez is also very active. Florida is really used to these kinds of weather events, and so they start preparing well in advance, once there's even the hint of a possibility of coming.
John, you came to Miami to work in the music industry. As we see, storms are getting worse. You've been through Hurricane Irma in 2017. So does this change your mind about staying there?
Frankly, I am concerned about the long-term prospects of sea level rise and climate change here. Yeah. The long-term prognosis from most climate scientists seems to be that, we're looking at some very expensive readjustment, we'll call it, to rising seas and a whole host of other problems that are associated with climate change. So the long-term plan is probably moving back up north to be closer to our families. For now, that's not going to happen, but it probably will in the future. And if you look at any reputable climate scientists, they're all saying that this is basically ground zero for sea level rise and climate change. So it's a major concern for me, for sure.
John Henry Dale, thanks so much for that for us here at TRT World. And stay safe.